on Get Vocal.
You
It's
never
15
know.
minutes a game.
You
never know that. That first 10 seconds is tricky. So, and today, back for the All-Star edition, I guess you would say. And real quick, Jay, I just want to tell everyone, you and I have talked about this before. I hate this time of year when it comes to sports. I feel so starved.
Because I am not watching any of the World Cup. I know that's sacrilegious to say that because that's the cool thing to do, that you're watching the World Cup. I have watched 4 minutes probably of the World Cup.
I've watched more flag football than the World Cup. Honestly, the NFL Network has been airing that AAF flag football.
You told me that, and I laughed out loud. Yeah,
yeah, and that's what I feel like. I'm some junkie that's just starving. You know what I mean? Like I need to get my fix, and I'm flipping through channels, and I'm like, okay, I could watch the Rays games down here, living in St. Pete, and I actually get the Marlins games. So I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, my beloved Pirates, when they're on, which is very rare, if they're on, I'll watch that, obviously. But I'm a baseball fan to the extent of I want to watch my team, and I don't really care about anything else. Like during playoffs, important games, different overall, just sports starved, and I can't watch the World Cup. So, yeah, I watch flag football. It's guys like you and me, dude, slightly older than us, some of them, too, who apparently get on TV.
Saw Javid Best. I was like, Javid Best? Really? But no, it is so bad now because my favorite team, as we see, is the Baltimore Orioles, and we are the second worst team in Major League Baseball. Next, next to the Kansas City Royals. So it's hard to watch them.
Two teams that were in the AL Championship Series just 3 years ago?
4 years ago.
4 years ago, yeah. So
4 years ago. Yes.
My Pirates, not that much better. They're in a tough division as well, but they also can't hold a lead to save their lives. Actually snapped a 5-game losing streak yesterday against the Nationals, so yay. Nationals, that team I pick every year to win the World Series, and they never do.
Oh, my God. I hate that. I'm so happy that they are below. Are they still 2 games below 500 now?
I'm not sure. Maybe the Pirates will sweep them.
I just hate them with a passion.
Everything's crazy, though. It's like, Houston became champions after gutting their team. Atlanta is another team that seemed to be left for dead. They're hot as can be. How about can we give a round of applause to your boy, Nick Markakis?
I was going to say, you know what? One of the good guys in sports.
Yeah.
Nick, my favorite Nick Markakis memory is the station I worked at. We would be the host of Fan Fest because we were the Orioles flagship. And Nick Markakis is best friends with Ryan Flaherty. They Flaherty. They both married sisters, so they're very close.
Ooh!
And they walk in together, and we have Flaherty on first. And during the break, Flaherty just leans back and goes, "Markakis, have you seen him yet?" And I'm like, "No, I haven't seen him." He goes, "He looks like a terrorist." The dude literally had like a full beard.
When he had the crazy beard going?
Yeah. And I saw him in the bathroom, and I didn't even recognize him till he came on stage. And I was like, dude, I just walked by you. And he just laughed. He's like, you got to get rid of that soon, dude.
Probably to keep the ladies away, because I remember, living in Baltimore for years, and women, man, they love Mark. He's probably the most popular player amongst the ladies since Brady Anderson in Baltimore at that time.
And he was genuinely nice also. Like he
good
wasn't,
dude. Yeah. I've never heard anybody say a bad thing about the guy. And in Atlanta, they apparently love him. A buddy of mine who was doing radio down here, he now works in Atlanta, and he was just saying like Markakis is an amazing guy. Like,
right.
And I'm like, yeah, you guys are blessed to have him. He was one of the great dudes in Maryland, D.C. for years. So congratulations to him for finally getting an all-star appearance.
He's from Georgia, so that's like his home. But I'm genuinely happy for him. I don't want Bryce Harper anything good to happen to him because I think he's a dude.
You hate that guy.
Bryce Harper, and he's an all-star. I'm like with a 218 batting average, but I believe he has like 23 home runs. So it kind of weighs itself out on that one. I didn't really see anything that made me upset about the All-Star voting. There was nothing besides Bryce Harper, but that's just personal thing. But there's nothing that really made me angry about anything.
I will say this, and maybe I've been inundated with the local media living in the Bay Area here. Blake Snell. I mean, amazing stats. It was 12-4, 2.09 ERA. The dude's strikeout to walk ratio is ridiculous. He plays in what is, again, probably the best division in baseball. Once again, the AL East.
Without a doubt.
Got to pitch against murderous teams like the Yankees and the Red Sox, and he's beaten all of them. He's beaten Houston. He's beaten New York. I think beaten New York twice, beaten Boston twice, beaten Houston twice, beaten the Mariners. Like, he's beaten all the best AL teams and played against some of their aces and these sick lineups, and he just shut them down. So that's a guy where I look at all the pitchers on the AL roster.
So get mad at the manager.
Yeah, that's true.
Which, by the way, here's what's sad. I can't remember who the AL manager is. Who won the... Yeah.
The Houston.
Okay, thank you. Whose name I can't... This is sad. Whose name I can't even remember. That's sad.
Can football season come already? Dear God. 8 more Sundays? 8 more Sundays till football?
Blah 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 blah. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. That's right.
I know 87 days till hockey season starts, so I'm excited about that. But football's coming first, which I'm very excited.
Here's how bad it is for me. I look on because we have like 8 million Fox whatever channels, and we have Fox Pacific, so they'll show like Pac-12 games from the season before. And I'm just looking for USC games just to watch because I need my fix for that.
I do that. I haven't done so much. I've done that with NFL Network. It's like these dog days. It's the dog days of professional sports in North America. I'm looking forward to these new football leagues. The one that Bill Polian's a part of, and some of the other real established NFL folks putting together, and I'm actually looking forward to the reborn XFL because I don't think it's going to be the debacle it was when it started. Plus, shout out to Tommy Maddox.
Sorry, that's my phone. Why? Wait a minute. Why do you think the XFL will work? And we've frozen. We have frozen. This is...
Ten greatest Steelers quarterbacks, which is sad. That's okay. People are. But is Jay back?
We were frozen for like 2 minutes.
Yeah. So what I was saying is that, unless you're a fan of some of the more like the individual sports that you can catch in the summertime, it's tough because I was like, it's so hard to really give that much of a damn about an individual baseball game in June, July, August.
When your team
maybe August is
also, that's tough too. When your team is 150 games out of first place or a playoff spot, it makes it really hard to watch the damn game. If you are, a fan like me, I will still watch 3 or 4 innings, but it's really, really hard for me to watch said 3 or 4 innings. So I am waiting for.
Well, like in any other sport, I will watch a good matchup. You know what I mean? Like in the NBA, I will watch a great regular season game if it's 2 teams that, I know, hey, they're going to put on a good fight against each other and put on a good show. I'll watch the Warriors play a regular season game against a solid team like the Rockets or Cleveland last year or whatever. I won't do that in baseball.
Right.
I just won't because I'm like, this game doesn't really matter. And people say, well, 82 games versus 162. No, there's a big difference. Really, when you come down to 162 games, it's hard. You can lose 10 in a row. And it doesn't, obviously you're going to lose ground in the division, but like, whereas in football, 10 in a row is going 0-1 in the season. You know what I mean? The equivalent, 1/10 of the season. So individually, the games don't matter as much in baseball, which is why it's. And I don't think the All-Star game should determine home
they
field
stopped
advantage
that.
either.
They stopped that. That's over.
Oh, did they finally
got rid of that? Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That was obviously the second dumbest idea Bud Selig ever did. Number one being,
is Ken Griffey Jr. still in the league too? That while I'm at it, while I'm bringing up old shit, I like that guy. He was awesome.
Bud Selig, worst commissioner of any sport, next to Gary Bettman. That will be my last take of the day. Bud Selig was number one worst is Gary Bettman. Number 2, Bud Selig, worst in sports.
94 strike and that All-Star game that ended in a tie. Those are the two things that always haunt me about Major League Baseball.
Well, the 95 strike in hockey was it? Wait a minute, what year was it? Not 95. What year was the hockey strike? Sorry, in the 90s.
That was
96 strike. Yes, and everything else Gary Bettman does. Those are the worst two things ever. And that's my last hot take of the show. I'm out and I'm done.
All right, we got through this All-Star game chat here on 15 minutes a game, and Friday maybe we'll talk about something a little more exciting. God, please bring football back soon. Amen. Good night.